And welcome back to this week's edition of Calhoun County's Most Wanted. I'm John Garlick from the Sheriff's Office, and here's my Chief Deputy Matthew Wade, and Chris Wright is, where is Chris?
I think he's on vacation this week.
Lucky guy. He's probably in the mountains or on the beach. But we had Memorial Day weekend, a 3-day weekend, and how did everybody do last week?
Did great. 5 arrests. Slacked off a little bit, but it is Memorial Day weekend. We'll give you a pass, but the count's up to 3,095 people putting behind bars, all because you took the time to get involved and help your local law enforcement. Thank you.
And it was Memorial Day weekend, a 3-day weekend. People cooked out and they went swimming in the lake and on the boat and doing yard work and all that stuff. But it's a holiday weekend, and we tend to forget all that.
Well, you know, most people want to spend time with family on Memorial Day weekend, but good story is my daddy's father was in World War I. My mother's father was in World War II, actually was part of the invasion of D-Day. Right. Father served during the time of Vietnam, and I served in the 90s, and it's just a big day to remember that freedom isn't free and that it does cost, and we need to protect that and honor those who sacrificed for it.
Yeah, we do, and everybody has that in their family. My great-grandfather was in World War I, or rather my grandfather was in World War I, my father was in World War II, and my brother served in Vietnam. My mother was a Navy wave in World War II, served in Washington. So
great stories, and people that serve and are dedicated to our country, and just freedom isn't free, and I need to take time to remember that, and one of the freedoms we get because of that is voting.
That's correct, and we have a big vote coming up next week, don't we?
June the 3rd, Tuesday, from 7 to 7, 7 in the morning to 7 at night. If you're registered to vote, go cast your ballot for your candidate of your choice, and make sure that those people who died didn't do it in vain.
And remember, the voting places have changed in some areas from last time, so make sure you know where you're voting and get out and vote early. And I guess that's about it. We're going to take a little break, and we'll come back with the first half of the lineup, and then we've got a special guest for you to take a look at. Stay with us.
Congratulations, Sheriff Amerson, John Garlick, and Matthew Wade, my friends, for 10 years of Calhoun County's Most Wanted and over 3,000 arrests. Way to go, guys.
Congratulations, Calhoun County's Most Wanted and Crime Stoppers, for 10 great years. And thank you to the citizens of Calhoun County for putting 3,000 people behind the bars. Yay!
Looking for a new or used vehicle? AOD Federal Credit Union can help. We offer low interest rates and financing terms to work with your budget. We can save you time and money, whether it's at one of our convenient office locations or through one of our participating dealers. Visit an office, call, or head to AODFCU.com to get your best deal now. Low auto loan rates, always at AOD Federal Credit Union. Certain restrictions may apply. To obtain additional details and cost information, call 1-800-637-0299 or visit AODFCU.com. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Amazing grace.
How sweet the sound that saved
a crackhead,
drug addict,
alcoholic, meth freak,
a wretch
like me.
I once was
homeless,
broken, sad,
just lost.
But now I am
sober,
happy.
I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.
Hi, I'm Crystal Meth. Try me once, I might let you go. But if you try me twice, then I'll own your soul. I take kids from their parents and parents from their kids. I'll take and take until you have no more to give. I'll take everything from you, your looks and your pride. I'll ravage your body and control your mind. Now that you've met me, what will you do? Will you try me or not? It's all up to you.
Hi, my name is Mindy Amberson, filling in for Katina Houston, and this is the Parenting Tip of the Week. Should parents expect the same level of discipline out of their children over the summer months? To some degree, yes. However, a little lack of structure over the summer is actually a good thing. Kids' lives are so structured these days. They're under so much pressure. Really, at the beginning of the summer, they should have some unstructured time. Time when they're not expected to be doing something the parents specifically want them to do, like reading or writing, for example. How can you cut your child some slack this summer, but also set the stage for good behavior and positive growth? Summer routines are sure to be different from school year routines. The most important thing parents can do is to discuss with children what is not going to change, the critical continuities they want and expect. Here are a few suggestions. Set a time for learning. Set a time for reading every day. Limit your kids' screen time, iPads, video games, TV, etc. Schedule chores. Schedule snack times. Schedule some fun summer activities. Children and adolescents need to be freed of some of the tight structure that was in place during the school year, but they also need the security of knowing that some things will remain the same. For more parenting tips and ideas, please contact Family Links at 256-820-5911. Have a great summer.
And welcome to this week's edition of Calhoun County's Most Wanted. First up in our lineup this week, Craig Kellum. Mr. Kellum, last known to be living in Heflin, he's wanted for probation violation on unlawful manufacture of a controlled substance. And this is Travis Durden. Mr. Durden, last known to be living in Anniston, he's wanted for probation violation on possession and receipt of a controlled substance. And meet Trey Anderson. Mr. Anderson, all the way from Atlanta, Georgia, is wanted for probation violation on possession of a forged instrument. And take a look, if you would, at Dennis Lindsay. Mr. Lindsay, last known to be living in Anniston, he's wanted for probation violation on receiving stolen property first. And meet Tracy Norris. Miss Norris, last known to be living in Alexandria, she's wanted on probation violation on escape. And this is Fashwandra Wright. Miss Wright, last known to be living in Talladega. She's wanted for probation violation on obstruction of justice by using a false ID. And here is Eli Quick. Mr. Quick, last known to be living in Sandy Springs, Georgia. He's wanted for failure to appear on possession of forged instruments second. And last up for our first half, Gary Parker. Mr. Parker, last known to be living in Gadsden. He's wanted for obstruction of justice by giving a false ID. And that's it for the first half of our lineup. Stay tuned for the second half later in the show. And welcome back. I hope we saw somebody in the lineup that you might recognize, and if you did, call Crime Stoppers, and you call Will Hall right now. We're going to talk to some good people. Tammy Baines from EMA is with us. So what's new at the EMA?
Well, we have our Community Emergency Response Team training, which is CERT for short.
CERT for short.
Mm-hmm. And the adult version will be June 3rd and June 5th. It's a 6-hour course. It'll be from 5:30 to 8:30 at night at the Oxford Civic Center.
So what do they learn in CERT?
In CERT, they learn different things. They learn how to prepare themselves for a disaster, prepare their family for a disaster, and then how to help their families and their neighborhood after something happens. The thought is that if there is a major disaster that's very widespread or very strong, it could take a few hours for first responders to reach your area. Maybe there's trees in the way and things like that, and they can't get to them. So it teaches them the basic skills they need to help people that are in shock or that have cuts or things like that.
So first aid stuff, but also some awareness.
Right.
When the weather's coming in. And so, okay, so the last letter is T, right? Mm-hmm. But you're not building teams.
We're not. We encourage individuals to establish teams in their communities, to band together with their neighbors and, form teams that way. The premise of the program really is to go out and serve your neighborhood. So it's better for it to be almost like a community watch.
I can tell you when the tornadoes happened on April 27th, that after that, it took us a while to get to some areas. Some areas you couldn't get to. Somebody in the community had a tractor. They were hooking up and dragging trees out of the road. Other people come out with their chainsaws and they were clearing the paths. And we were trying to get to them. The fire departments were trying to get to them. And in the days afterwards, people would come from everywhere to want to help. And that's good, but knowing how to deal with it, knowing what you need, how to respond in those critical hours is something that'll be life-saving. They talk about the golden hour when you're injured, when ambulances need to get to you within that hour. If they can't get to you, you're going to have to try to do everything you can to extend that time frame till you can get help, and I think that's what they're trying to do.
Well, what a great way to build community. You're right. In all the disasters that we've had, the communities pulled together. And so this is a way of preparing so that you have people in the community that are trained and can kind of take a leadership role when necessary. And that's really what the EMA is all about, isn't it?
It is.
And that's wonderful. That's
Well,
really
you're talking
good.
about several hundred first responders in Calhoun County. I don't know the number of firemen, ambulances, and police. I don't know, it might be over 1,000. But when you talk about 118,000 people in Calhoun County, you know, if something widespread was to happen, people are going to have to take care of each other.
And you know, it seems like we're having more and more natural disasters, you know, more tornadoes, more storms. So as we put these teams, not really put the teams together, but as people prepare, seems like there's stuff to be prepared for. And so that's a good thing. And I think the EMA is in the right spot to make all that happen. And we really just need the citizens to come forward and take these classes and understand what they need to be doing. And so get out there and find out, when is this training?
The adult training is June 3rd and 5th. It's a 6-hour course. They have to attend both nights, and it's from 5:30 to 8:30 at the Oxford Civic Center.
The Oxford Civic Center. So that's a great program if you want to, you know, get involved with your community and be there and be ready to help in a disaster. You know, just show up. They have to call. Just show up. And with that, we'll take another little break, and we'll be back and talk more about what the EMA is doing for our community. So please stay with us.
Congratulations on Calhoun County Most Wanted and Crime Stoppers for 10 years on the air and 3,000 arrests.
Congratulations to Calhoun County's Most Wanted, 10 years on the air, and the Crime Stoppers for their 3,000 arrests. Great job, guys. Keep up the good work.
Amazing grace.
How sweet the sound that saved
A crackhead.
Drug addict.
Alcoholic.
Meth freak.
A wretch.
Like me.
I once was.
Homeless.
Broken. Sad.
Just lost.
But now I am
Sober.
Happy.
I'm found.
was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.
Looking for a new or used vehicle? AOD Federal Credit Union can help. We offer low interest rates and financing terms to work with your budget. We can save you time and money, whether it's at one of our convenient office locations or through one of our participating dealers. Visit an office, call, or head to AODFCU.com to get your best deal now. Low auto loan rates, always at AOD Federal Credit Union. Certain restrictions may apply. To obtain additional details and cost information, call 1-800-637-0299 or visit AODFCU.com. Federally insured by the NCUA.
I'm Calhoun County Sheriff Larry Amerson. Don't risk your life and the lives of others by texting while driving. Put the phone down or safely pull over. Looking down for 1 second is all it really takes. Is it really worth it?
And welcome to the second half of our lineup. First up this half, Marquise Huey. Mr. Huey, last known to be living in Jacksonville. He's wanted for theft of property third and failure to comply with the CRO program. And here is Barry Oden. Mr. Oden, last known to be living in Jacksonville. He's wanted for an unemployment compensation violation. And take a look at Dustin Garrard. Mr. Garrard, last known to be living in Altoona. He's wanted for failure to pay child support, the face of a deadbeat dad. And here is Elmer Millam. Mr. Millam, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted for probation revocation on possession of marijuana second. And meet James Grant. Mr. Grant, last known to be living in Southside. He's wanted for failure to appear on theft of property third. And here is Sean Conroe. Mr. Conroe, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted for failure to appear on a health and burn solid waste violation. And last up in our lineup this week, Jeffrey Grayson. Mr. Grayson, last known to be living in Anniston. He's wanted for failure to appear on theft of property third. And that's it for our lineup this week. If you have any information on these folks, please give us a call at Crime Stoppers, 256-238-1414. And welcome back again. I had the second half of the lineup up there, so again, if you saw somebody, give us a call. We'll be happy to take them downtown, as it were. We're still here with Tammy from the EMA and Chief Deputy Matthew Wade. So the EMA is more than just CERT classes and sirens, right? So what else can we thank the EMA for?
Really, we work with your local first responders and groups of volunteers to just prepare them and prepare the community at large. I spoke about our CERT program for adults. We also have one for children, and it's our Youth Preparedness Camp. It's in the summer. This year it's July 23rd, and it's from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., and it's going to be at the Jacksonville Community Center.
Okay. Where's the Jacksonville Community Center?
In Jacksonville.
And if I'm coming from Oxford, how would I find the Jacksonville Community Center?
Actually, if you'll contact Melanie Carmichael
So you don't
at Jacksonville Police Department, I do know. She will give you the registration packet, which has all that information in it.
Is that a cost to that?
No, it's a free day camp, and lunch is provided as well.
Oh, wow. And what age group?
Call that a mom's day out.
Yeah,
I'm
mom's
just
day
saying.
out, indeed.
It's ages 10 to 17.
10 to 17. So we're getting the kids prepared along with the adults.
Exactly.
So do the kids learn kind of the same stuff as the adults?
They do. It is, just a scaled down version. The Florida Emergency Management Department developed a workbook, and then FEMA adopted it, and the children go through, or the teens, I suppose, go through the workbook and learn, valuable information. But it isn't quite on the same level as adult CERT is.
But it's a good way to step into the concept of preparedness and the concept of emergency management. Might even be a small stepping stone for those kids that want to pursue emergency management as an undergraduate degree, huh?
Right.
Which is
Our
what you
firemen,
have.
our paramedics, our law enforcement, this is a skill that would look good. You're trying to get your foot in the door for any of those public safety careers.
It's a calling, first responding and emergency management, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah, so you have an EMA degree from
Jacksonville State University.
Very good, and they have added some, not to promote JSU, but I think we should because it's the only, they have now a PhD program.
They do.
That's the only PhD they offer is in emergency management, I believe.
And I think it's the only one in Alabama. So it's
Well, and our EMA is a front runner on that. When not only with the tornadoes, but just here recently we had some storms that were coming in with the snowstorms. But after that, we had some bad weather that we were worried about tornadoes, and they didn't wait till it happened. We had conference calls. It was on a Sunday. I called into a conference call, and we were discussing what the weather looked like, what we were going to do if something did happen, who was there, what the plan was. Having a plan, even if it's not the best plan in the world, having a plan is better than just going, well, we'll just react to whatever that happens. And that's what helps us do it. Just needing water or electricity or whatever it is, they make sure that they do that coordination so we can do our jobs on the street. And if we need something, they're the ones that take care of it.
right, and EMA facilitates all kinds of stuff. Even if we have an EST call out, if we need lights or water or food, we can call the EMA and they bring it. And we have our own little incident management team at the sheriff's office, and we go up there and support what the EMA.
We had a homicide a couple of years back in the snow, and it was at night in the woods, and we needed lights. EMA brought them out.
And really, I think our EMA here in Calhoun County is probably one of the better, if not the best, in Alabama. I've been around and seen lots of EMAs and how they work, and we work, law enforcement, fire, the other first responders work really well with our local EMA. We have Tammy and the crew up there. Who else is up there?
Jonathan Gaddy is our director, and then there's Greg Militano and Miles Chambly.
There you go. So a huge staff of 4 to run our EMA. We're very proud of them, and as you are. So what else? What else is going on at the EMA?
Well, tomorrow we have our Ready Business Workshop graduation. And Ready Business is a 4-part workshop that is, we partnered with the Chamber of Commerce and the American Red Cross and JSU Small Business to put this workshop together. And it teaches businesses how to prepare. Actually, they take, from the first class to the last, they put together an emergency operations plan or a COOP plan, continuity of operations plan, that basically will help them have a roadmap to stay active after a disaster, to get back on their feet. So they also spoke to first responders and talked to Anniston Fire about building inspections and fire codes and things like that. The Red Cross came out and presented other training that they can, have for their employees, and it just helps prepare the business and to, instill a sense of preparedness in the community, in a different part of the community.
Sure, and it's not just about being prepared for the disaster that happens, but being prepared to recover, right?
Right.
Because that's the key, is not only do you respond quickly and save lives and property, but how quickly can the community come back on its feet and be fully functioning again?
And that is a program that we begin in February of each year. This is our second year of it. And so if any businesses would like to attend that, they can wait for information in the newspaper for next February's class.
And that's run through the chamber?
It's with the chamber,
Okay.
and with Red Cross and with JSU Small Business.
Excellent. So everybody else knows the EMA and the sirens. Anything new with the sirens?
I don't have any new information with the sirens other than last year we updated our siren system, and it alerts by polygon. So basically when you watch your favorite meteorologist and they put up a polygon, the sirens only go off in the area that is shaded in the polygon. So if you're in Oxford and the storm's in Piedmont, Oxford sirens won't go off because the weather doesn't affect that area. And likewise, if you're in Piedmont and the weather is in Oxford, Piedmont sirens won't go off.
So if you hear the siren,
you do know that it's your area.
And you need to take cover immediately.
Unless it's the first Tuesday of the month and we're testing.
At 4.
At 4 o'clock.
At 4 o'clock the first Tuesday of the month. And if you're not testing, you usually announce it, so that if it does go off at 4 o'clock, we can go, wow, it's not the test.
Right. We only test on the first Tuesday at 4 if it's sunny. If it's cloudy outside, we don't test because we don't want it to be mistaken for anything.
Sure. Well, the EMA is doing a wonderful job. We appreciate you coming down and representing them here on the show. And so we have the Crime Stoppers portion of the show right after this break, and we'll be back with our crazy criminals. So please stay with us.
Congratulations to Calhoun County's Crime Stoppers and the Most Wanted program that airs on the TV all the time, and for being on the air for 10 years, and also for arresting over 3,000 people. Great job, guys.
More than half of kids 12 to 17 years old have personal web pages, videos, or blogs. It's called social networking. As a parent, you should be monitoring your child's web pages. Find out the name of their site and go to it at least 3 times a week. Check for inappropriate material, for pictures, comments, and messages. Make sure your child doesn't post their personal information. Software is available to help you monitor your child's internet use. I'm Calhoun County Sheriff Larry Amerson. For more information, log on to our website or call the number on your screen.
Amazing grace.
How sweet the sound that saved
A crackhead,
Drug addict,
alcoholic, meth freak, a wretch like me.
I once was.
Homeless,
Broken. Sad.
just lost. But now I am
sober.
Happy.
I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Every day, shattered lives are restored thanks to the goods you donate to the Salvation Army.
Looking for a new or used vehicle? AOD Federal Credit Union can help. We offer low interest rates and financing terms to work with your budget. We can save you time and money, whether it's at one of our convenient office locations or through one of our participating dealers. Visit an office, call, or head to AODFCU.com to get your best deal now. Low auto loan rates, always at AOD Federal Credit Union. Certain restrictions may apply. To obtain additional details and cost information, call 1-800-637-0299 or visit AODFCU.com. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Being with you was a blast. Our future together was looking pretty good. We had some great times. Everything was going so great. But you made a stupid choice that killed our relationship. I'm gonna miss you.
His choice was to drink and then drive. Underage drinking can cost you your freedom. Drinking and driving can cost you your future. There is no future with alcohol.
And welcome to the Crime Stoppers portion of our show, where we want you to put your deer stalkers on and help our investigators with these cases. First up, between May 9th and May 12th, an orange Husqvarna riding lawnmower was stolen from this residence on Alexandria-Jacksonville Highway in Alexandria. And on May 12th, a storage shed located on Mount View Road in Alexandria is broken into. They got away with various power tools. And sometime between May 1st and May 10th, fishing poles, hand trucks, and a toolbox containing various tools was stolen from this residence on Riches Lane in Jacksonville. And between May 16th and May 17th, a beige 1996 Lincoln Continental was broken into. The vehicle was parked at this residence on Pattyway Drive in Alexandria. A purse was stolen from that vehicle. So don't leave your purses in your cars, folks. And last up on your caseload this week, on May 17th, an unknown suspect or suspects shot into this occupied residence on Gate 5 Road in Alexandria. And that's your cases for Crime Stoppers this week. If you have any information on these cases, and we hope you do, we'd like you to call Crime Stoppers at 256-238-1414. Remember, we want your information and not your name.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
And welcome back again, and that was our cool crazy criminal graphic. Chris gave us that. I think that's just awesome. Except this week, I don't have the crazy criminal. Matthew has the crazy criminal.
Well, there was 4 kids, and I won't say where. It might have been in Colorado. I'm not sure. They stole their grandparents' pot, marijuana, and they take it to the playground at school and start selling it. And you make a whopping $11 out of it, and now the grandparents are taking a ride downtown because of the kids stealing their marijuana. And they actually had gotten something edible and gave it to somebody else who ate some edible marijuana, something that the kid said he felt no effects from it. But parents in that school system were a little mortified that they were 4th graders were selling pot on the playground, but they had gotten it from their grandparents.
Somebody needs to tell them they need a script for that, right?
Well, and people talk about marijuana, whether you're for or against it, having that around and allowing a 4th grader to get a hold of it, there's nothing good about that, whether it's legal, illegal. Your thoughts on it, which I truly don't like it, think things like this happen when you do it. So.
Accidents happen. In fact, they're having problems in those states where it is legalized. The vets are now having issues where their dogs are showing up having symptoms, and it's not, they're getting into the cookies and the brownies and all that, and they're feeling sick. And apparently it lasts longer in the dogs, and they get all glassy-eyed and lethargic for days. Watch a lot of TV, I don't know. But it's not a healthy thing for just everybody. So. Well,
then I can tell you the guy in Etowah County got arrested for a meth lab, and on the way out he yelled, "Roll Tide." I'm not sure what that got him, but he said, "I'm innocent," and roll tide. So with that.
The arresting officer was an Auburn fan. Yeah. All right, well, that's it for our show for this week. We hope you saw something you can call us about. Remember, go to our website. Don't forget, Tuesday is Election Day, and we'll see you next week, but hopefully not in the lineup.
I see public service as a high calling, and particularly in family court, where the most important issues in a family are determined. I've practiced law in domestic relations court since 1981, and that experience helps me make the best decisions for the parties who come before me. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate the opportunity to serve you. Please vote for me on June the 3rd.
Looking for a new or used vehicle? AOD Federal Credit Union can help. We offer low interest rates and financing terms to work with your budget. We can save you time and money, whether it's at one of our convenient office locations or through one of our participating dealers. Visit an office, call, or head to AODFCU.com to get your best deal now. Low auto loan rates, always at AOD Federal Credit Union. Certain restrictions may apply. To obtain additional details and cost information, call 1-800-637-0299 or visit AODFCU.com. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Hi, I'm Brian Woodfin with ABS Business Systems. We are a proud member of our local Chamber of Commerce. We can build our local economy by shopping with local businesses. These local sales tax dollars help our local schools and keep our neighborhoods safe. Buy local and think regionally, and invest in our communities.